it's like you have the same position as when you're shooting, when you were taking those two strides, so obviously your feet are facing the net, so you don't really get a lot of that ice there, but, and on this one, you were using an 87 flex, I gave you a 77, and you were able to bend that stick a lot more than that 87, so as you can see there, everything is the same thing, everything will be at your forefoot, you'll hit that puck there, your hands are a little bit more spread out, and there you go. As you can see, we'll see it right after with that 77 flex, but you'll see a bit of bending, but with the 77, you'll see you get a lot more out of the sticks than the 87. Looking where you're shooting, which is always a good thing. Heads up. Then, as you see, this is with the 77, but you do see,
Yeah, very nice.
you do see the difference. The other stick might have been around here, but you do get a lot more flexing with that 77. So you're able to generate more power or work that stick better with that 77.
How did it feel, 77?
I felt the difference come a little bit. It felt stronger.
Awkward though? It felt.
It didn't feel awkward. Like I could feel the difference from the 87 to the 77. I like the 77 more. I could feel the flex and like the kick for the puck better.
That's good. Because sometimes a lot of, we actually get a lot of, one of the biggest thing I see, especially with kids and women's hockey, I see players have a tendency to use a flex that's a little bit too stiff sometimes. But then when you transition to a softer flex, it gets awkward. So in your case, if it was positive, that's a good thing.
So for your slap shot, you'll see the plugs in between your legs. You see that weight transfer a little bit as you start rotating. You'll see that back skate going near the back there, so it means you're kind of twisting at the same time and doing a little bit of that weight transfer. But same thing, you see where you hit the ice, it's really, really close to the puck, so you might benefit from going just a little bit farther back.
What do you want to be, about 12 inches before?
Well, there's no
There's
absolute.
no, but
I'd say the mechanics look fine. I would just say the preload would actually, the earlier preload would happen naturally if Connor would just drive the hips downwards, let himself really almost like your number one priority is almost I want to bend the stick and then I want to shoot the puck, and when you start doing that, then you just ultimately your mechanics don't change going forward, but you just end up producing more bend. And then as you transition from the preloading to picking up the puck and shooting it, your stick's it's like a slingshot, right?
Right.
You coil or you recoil you pull the slingshot, and you push it. The more you pull it back, the more velocity you'll get on a stone you're firing. And the same thing for slap shot. The more bend you can generate before you pick up the puck, then obviously the more your mechanics are not going to change.
Right.
So that's what you call a player with a heavy shot. It's a player that really generates a lot of load, and then just let the stick do the work.
so you do get some bend on the stick though. You can see the release, your hands are done pushing through, the puck's leaving the blade, so the timing on that one's right. And I believe we have, this is with the 77, so you'll see the difference between the two. You see now you're driving more your hips towards the ice. You do see that action with the legs. And at the same time, you hit more ice on this one, and then you do see the difference between the two. So you do have a preload when you're shooting there. You see you're starting to preload, the stick's already bent. It'll bend even more as you hit the puck right there. And then that'll give you that a better swing, a better recoil there. And
So they kind of made the adjustment like that based on just changing the flex.
Yeah.
So that happened naturally.
Yeah.
So you made the natural, that's good.
So the preload there, you see the low with the puck, and you do get a lot more bend. And as the puck leaves your blade, it's already straight on,
Yeah.
Right
It's
there.
good because that's what the number one issue is when you drop the flex. The players can't make the mechanical adjustment, and you did. So good on you.
So it might feel, if we go with 77, it might feel different for puck reception and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but it's always a little time to adapt. Other way. Now your shot in movement. you see here, you're starting to load, so it'll give you a little bit more time to load the stick. You're starting at the back of your forefoot, and that's where you start loading the stick, which should give you a little bit more time to let that shot go. So you're not too far ahead of your foot, so you're done pushing through. So give yourself just a little bit more time starting from the back here. You see the preload there, and you still get a good bend at the stick as you let go. And so I would say you're within the right stick, but I will probably drop a flex from 87 or 85 or from what you were using to probably a 77 or maybe an 82.
It could be, yeah.
It could be an
Yeah.
82 as well. We can do an 82, so that could be something to think about, but we'll.
And you're using the ripcord right now?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Any question?
No.
But in all seriousness, how do you like the ripcord? And that's a serious question.
I like it. It's,
Okay.
yeah, it's a good stick.
You've been doing what, 2 years with that?
Yeah, 2 years with the ripcord.
What-
Like 4 years he was a Warrior player, but then as he got older, we broke 4 sticks in like
What do
half
you-
a season.
What do you like? Is it a stiffer blade? Is it
I don't
the
know,
kick
I
point
was-
or?
For Warrior, I didn't even think about it back then. I kind of was just using it, and then I started using the ripcord, and it felt, obviously, it was a little bit different from the Warrior, but I don't know. Kind of just been using the Warrior for 2 years now. I mean, for the ripcord for 2 years.
Okay.
Okay, well, we'll take that into consideration, because obviously with the likes, you know, anything you like about the competitor stick, we actually want to, you know, keep it, and what we try to do is improve, so we try to keep the good and fix the bad. That's usually
Yeah.
our approach, so.
And like from your D position, you know, like I was saying to Mark, he's more catch, grab, slide, snapshot, right? Just because at his age, it's people are coming up on D closing quicker, so there's no time like in the low age where you winding up for slap shots all the time. So
Okay.
so that flex.
77 will be good then, dropping down. Wobble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I saw the difference right there, just changing that, and you know.
It's on you know, people see like, you know, there's 2 tendencies, you know, the whole, you know, I don't know if it's a macho side of hockey players, they think that, you know, obviously you need to have a stiffer, you know, stick in order to generate more power.
Yeah.
And, yeah, okay, Shea Weber uses 122, then Steven Stamkos uses a 95, and
Yeah.
Ovechkin uses 82 and 87. So, which one's the better shooter? You know, obviously.
He also likes to
Stam-
cross-check guys in front of the net too. So.
We can get you some lumber for that.
Do you make a stick for that?
We do, yeah.
Clear them out, right?
Let's go with Brian.